Hi there, my name is Sira Boats, occupational therapist and dementia specialist, and here at Boats Memory Method, we are bringing you hope on the dementia journey. Today, I just wanted to talk about my favorite thing, and that is neurotransmitters. Did you know that you have 4 feel-good hormones that are released when you are joyfully engaged or meaningfully engaged? And this is why I'm so passionate about understanding where our person is at on their dementia journey, because that is going to impact how they perceive enjoyment, if they're able to connect with you, their care partner, or with the environment, or with other people in a social setting, or with an object such as an art object or a musical instrument, or the ability to make a meal, or the ability to decide to go for a walk outside. Every single choice that I make during the day is an opportunity to be meaningfully engaged. Typically, the choices that we make in a day is to meet our own needs. And if I'm unable to make a choice that fulfill my need, I can get frustrated, I can get sad, I can get lonely, I can have some behavioral outbursts because I don't know how to communicate with other people that my need is not being met. And that happens with small things. Doing a self-care task, if I'm unable to get the toothpaste on my toothbrush and effectively brush my teeth, I'm not meaningfully engaged. I did not have a joyful engagement, and that can be a trigger for me to be frustrated. Or it can impact my saliva production, the bacteria in my mouth, and if I haven't brushed my teeth in days, now suddenly I cannot taste my food. I don't want to eat. Everything tastes like chalk. And I can have behavioral outbursts because I'm frustrated, I'm hungry, things don't taste the way it should. How do we turn that around? Because if we are meaningfully engaged, if I am able to brush my teeth correctly, if I am able to enjoy a meal, I am releasing neurotransmitters in my brain that supports brain health, that reinforces my ability to do these things over and over again because it gives me joy. Whereas if I'm failing at certain tasks, I may not want to try it again because the frustration level is so high. So for me, if we understand where our person is on their journey in this dementia process, then we can anticipate how to assist our person to have a meaningful day. For example, for a Lily, it may be as simple as having a calendar to remind them when is their next Bible study, when is their bingo game, when do they have appointment for golf. Therefore, they're not missing their opportunity and they're able to engage and have joy. When we get to a Daisy, they may not remember to restock the toilet paper or to restock their favorite cereal. So how can we help them make lists of groceries? How can we help them go through their pantry, make sure they are stocked? How can we help them with visual cues in the bathroom to remember to wash your hands after you use the potty, to remember to drink a cup of water so that you stay hydrated? When we get to a Violet, how do we come alongside our person and do with them? We don't expect of them to go to the bathroom on their own and be independent in the personal hygiene, such as brushing their teeth or bathing. We know we have to supervise and insert encouragement so that the Violet can connect successfully with the toothbrush, successfully use the toilet, successfully execute the steps for bathing. And when we get to a Rose, we know that we need some tactile guiding for this person. We have to set up what that activity is going to be versus whether it is brushing teeth or maybe we are going to use the toilet and change underwear. We know in advance that I have to have my whole area set up, and when we enter into that activity zone, my person is going to need verbal cues. They're going to need some tactile direction in order to engage and then I will give assistance as needed. And then when I will get to my bouquet level at the end stages and advanced stages of dementia, I know as a care partner that I am in charge of my person's day. I'm executing all of their personal hygiene. I'm feeding them. I'm dressing them. I'm transferring them from different services. But I can still have joy. We can still clap to music. We can still go sit out in the sun and hear bird song and feel temperature on our skin. Every time as a care partner, when I'm able to successfully engage my person that I'm caring for or my loved one with activity or with a relationship, and where they feel joy, they feel valued, they feel like they have purpose, like they have control and power over that situation. Every time we're successful with that, whether that is 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we are releasing neurotransmitters, hormones in the brain that support our cell health. So at the core of meaningful engagement, joyful engagement, we release these wonderful transmitters. So I call them the feel-good hormones, and there are 4 of them. There is dopamine, so that is your reward chemical. So when you do something and you feel like you've done something well, it may be that I've done my hair just right this morning, I've done my makeup just right, and I look in the mirror and I think, that looks sharp. That's dopamine release. That's a reward chemical. Oxytocin, that's your love hormone. So when you have that connection with someone and you release oxytocin, and I'm going to give you some examples. Then there's endorphin. Endorphin is your pain reliever. So certain of the activities that we do in our day actually suppresses pain. That's amazing to me. It helps us to regulate pain better because we're engaged in certain activities that gives us joy. And then there's serotonin. Serotonin is our mood stabilizer. And so when we are engaged in social activities or nature activities and we release this hormone, it decreases anxiety, it releases depression, it helps our behaviors to be more even keel. So when we know what journey our person is on, whether it's a lily, daisy, violet, rose bouquet, when we know how many verbal cues to deliver, when we know that they need a visual cue, they need a demonstration, they may need a touch cue, when we know that we have to change the environment so that they don't feel overwhelmed, so that they are safe, we are setting our person up for success. We are setting them up for joy, which allow them then to have this neurotransmitters being activated in the brain. So for dopamine, it is completing any task. It may be wiping down the counters. It may be folding washcloths, rolling socks. It may be sweeping. Any task where you can see a result will release dopamine. Self-care, brushing my teeth, getting dressed in my favorite outfit, shaving my face, having a good warm shower and feeling good about it, that releases dopamine. And then celebrating those small wins. Every time that we do something successfully, maybe it's we just cleaned our whole house and it smells wonderful. Celebrating that small win releases dopamine. Something as simple as fellowship around a meal, so having dinner as a family around a table where we're enjoying food together. The food tastes good, it smells good, it looks good. We're able to connect with loved ones. That releases dopamine. And that's why it's so important that we need to understand how do we set up our lily, our daisy, our violet, our rose for success during mealtime, performing activities, or during bathing and self-care so that they can release dopamine. Oxytocin, the love hormone, is released every time we experience a friendly hug, a nice warm handshake, somebody holding our hand and walking with us. And it's also released when we play with other people, play with a child, play with an animal. It can even be an electronic animal. We are releasing oxytocin. So it's that warm, fuzzy feeling in our brain. We release oxytocin when kindness happens. So when I'm kind to a stranger, I am releasing oxytocin. The stranger who's receiving the kindness are releasing oxytocin. And if you're watching the kindness being delivered, you are releasing oxytocin as well. That's the power of kindness. Endorphins. This is the pain relief hormone. And endorphins, there's studies that post-surgical patients who listen to music needed less pain medication than patients that didn't listen to music. So right there shows the power of that endorphin release that helps regulate pain. Other things that you can do to release endorphins are exercise, any kind of exercise, laughter, engaging in laughter, telling jokes, telling funny stories, looking at comedy programs or looking at funny videos. Those are all powerful endorphin releases. A great way to relax somebody and to engage somebody is using humor. Then there's also aromatherapy and essential oils. Certain essential oils will release endorphins. So powerful, our sense of smell. And last but not least, foods that's high in cacao. So not cocoa, but cacao. So 70% or more cacao, especially in dark chocolate, will also release endorphins. So great opportunity to make some hot chocolate and with your loved one before they go to bed, helps to relax them and release those good endorphins. So the last neurotransmitter that I want to talk about is serotonin. And serotonin is our mood stabilizer or our mood enhancer. Also a great way to build stress release into the day is building activities into the day that will release serotonin, and that will help with sundowning, that will help with challenging behaviors in your loved one. And examples of this is going on nature walks, just getting out in nature. There's something about the breeze on our skin, the sun on our face, the trees around us, seeing birds, smelling flowers, literally stop to smell the roses, releases serotonin. And then any type of exercise that's going to increase our oxygen to our lungs, that's aerobic of nature, such as a brisk walk, a jog or run, swimming, bicycling, all of those activities is going to release serotonin, which is that mood stabilizer. And then last but not least, just sun exposure. So 30 minutes of sun exposure if you can, early in the morning, late in the afternoon, especially if you live in a very hot state. 30 minutes of sun and light exposure releases that serotonin to stabilize your mood. So I hope you are as excited as I am about the neurotransmitters in the brain and how we are releasing these wonderful hormones when we are meaningfully engaged with our loved one. Follow us for more on our website, boatsmemorymethod.com. There's a newsletter that you can sign up for that comes to you monthly. And our bouquet marketplace is full of different products and partners that takes the guesswork out for you so that you know what products would work for your loved one. So visit our bouquet market and we will see you soon.